So for the next 2 days, we're gonna be working on an experiment together. Now you might have these supplies at home, so if you wanna do this experiment with your own eyeballs at home, that's fantastic. But if you don't, I'm recording a video so you can see the scientific phenomena happen right in front of you. You're going to see firsthand what the power of potential and kinetic energy can do. Because today, we're gonna be launching toy cars using just the power of the potential energy in my finger and the power of potential energy in a rubber band. And we're gonna ask ourselves which launch goes further and which launch goes fastest and why. Now, when we read, we use the word inferencing. Inferencing is a really good guess. It means we're taking evidence already in our daily life and we're forming an amazing guess. Scientists have a word very similar to inference. It's called hypothesis. And today, before we start our experiment, we're going to have you form a hypothesis. I'm going to set up the experiment, show you exactly what we're going to do, but I won't actually tell you the results of the experiment until tomorrow, because today is all about forming that hypothesis. And you can't form a hypothesis if you know how things are going to turn out at the end. So let me show you what our experiment's going to look like.
Hi guys, not super comfortable. Okay, I'm gonna try and explain to you what we'll be doing. You can see my lovely small group table. It's about 8 feet long. You know how I know it's about 8 feet long? I actually measured it and I marked it off for you. Each piece of tape represents 2 feet. So this is 2 feet, 4 feet, 6 feet, and all the way at the end, we reach 8 feet. Now, today we're gonna be launching cars from one end of the table to see how far it travels, to see if it makes it to that 8-foot point and beyond. Now, we're gonna do 2 launches. The first launch, I'm using no rubber bands, just the power of my finger. In fact, I'm not even going to coil my arm back, because the more that I coil it back, the more potential energy I create, which will turn into kinetic energy. I simply want to use a single finger push. The second time that I launch the car, I'm going to be using this device, which has nails in it to hold a rubber band. And using the rubber band, I will launch the car to the other side of the table. Now, like I said, I'm not going to show you these results because you have to make a hypothesis first. Which one do you think will go further? But I know you guys, I know you don't like to wait for these sorts of things, so I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek. I won't show you what happens with the rubber band, but I will give you an idea of how fast this car can travel by using a single finger push. So, let's see how it looks.
So now it's your turn on Seesaw to form that hypothesis. You're going to add a response, and in your response, you're going to tell me whether you think the car is going to go further and faster using the power of potential energy in my finger or using the power of potential energy using just a rubber band. You'll then make inferences or other hypotheses about how far and how fast that car is going to travel just using a rubber band. So now it's time to end this video and go add a response.